tips for lonely truckers. Elliot J. Tubbs with some congressional booze news. And Happy Kind and the Mirth Makers. And me, I am Jerry Hubbard. And now, here's your host of mine, Mr. Bud Gimbel.
Oh, excuse me for clapping there. I feel so at home here, and we have these monitors. I feel like I'm at home watching TV, and I see someone like myself come on. I want to applaud. I'm sorry. It might be something for you folks at home to try. Good evening, I should say that, and welcome to Fernwood Tonight. My name is Barth Gimbel, and we're back with another 30 minutes of pure, unadulterated, simple television for a change, and I can almost hear you saying, thank God. I wish I could really hear you saying thank God, but heaven knows they don't even let you pray out loud in the schools anymore these days. Churches are doing less business every year, and many television stations, you hear them, they're going off the air with just the Air Force version of the Star-Spangled Banner and canceling sermonette altogether. Well, holy mother of God, what's happened to real religion? Not to mention freedom of speech. It seems these days you only hear his name mentioned in vain, for Christ's sake. Now, I just said a phrase, for Christ's sake. I am not trying to be sacrilegious. I meant that literally in a very positive way. And that's whose sake I'm talking about. His sake. Not Pete's sake, not pity's sake, or even God's sake, for Christ's sake. You see what I'm driving at? I'm mad. Let us pray. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a little prayer that I give each night just before showtime in the privacy of my, if you can call it that, dressing room, face to face with my God and my mirror. Lord, grant me the courage to ask the tough questions, the patience to listen to the dumb answers, and the wisdom to know the difference between the two. Very sincerely yours, Barth Gimbel. Amen. Come on. Don't be afraid to applaud. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. You know, that's one of the things that's wrong in this country. People don't applaud prayers. I think it's healthy. Why not? It might even help the churches. I don't know. Come on. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, incidentally, here's a man who really doesn't have a prayer, to use another expression. My announcer, Mr. Jerry Hubbard. Jerry, how are you?
Very, very good, and a bit humbled by that prayer.
I had to do it. I just felt it. I had to come out.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, prayer is a funny thing, and I've always wondered about this. When you pray, you're supposed to close your eyes and hold your hands kind of folded, or like that, in kind of what you might call a prayer-like position. But what do you do if you're something like driving a car, and it's late at night, picture this, and you're running out of gas, and you want to pray that the next gas station is going to be there and it's going to be open. This is a true story. This really happened to me. If you close your eyes, you're liable to go off the highway. Then if you hold your hands like that, you can hardly steer the car. So what do you do? Now, it just so happens, you know, is that an official prayer is what I mean?
Sure.
Well, because when I got to the next station, and truth is stranger than fiction, the station was open, the price was right, and I filled up my tank. Now, does that mean my prayer was received and answered? Or did it just happen to be that gas station's regular business hours? That's part of the mystery of prayer to me.
Jerry, I'm fairly well convinced that your zip code is a mystery to you. Oh, boy.
Besieged by numbers these days. What isn't a mystery? Everything's
What
a
is
number.
your zip code? Quick.
Gee, I don't know. Now, I don't know. I get it confused with my phone number, the Social Security.
Yeah, I think your zip code is probably EIEIO. Hey, if we can't get each other, we're going to make that. We'll be right back after these words. Don't go away. It works. My next guest has been conducting night courses at the community college here in Fernwood. That's a good college, incidentally. Have you been over there?
The night college?
The community college.
Oh, the community college.
Did you go at night?
I went over there to play basketball. I've never gone inside to study, though.
Well, I think you can major in that, though.
In basketball?
I think so. I've seen a lot of people with no books, just a ball, walking in and out, so...
Yeah, they're right over the fence. They locked the athletic field, ironically enough. They put a padlock on it. They just spend 15 minutes getting over the fence.
Is it that anchor fence with the raw top on top?
Yeah, and they have the little... with barbed wire on top, too.
Where it's frayed, so
yes.
you can really take it right off your leg. It's no picnic. It's a terrible school. He is at the community college, and he's got a course in do-it-yourself automobile maintenance. Would you please welcome Fernwood's Class A, that'd be this, mechanic, Mr. Virgil Sims. Pretty good here. Look like the Easter bunnies have come. It's great. Virgil, I understand you're adding a kind of a new course at the community college.
That's right, Barth. I'm teaching a course to truck drivers on how to cope with problems on the road.
Mm-hmm. Well, what kind of problems really would truck drivers have on the road besides dead skunks and country music on the radio?
Country music is no laughing matter to a truck driver, Barth.
Sorry?
Always inspired by a meaningful love song. My personal favorite was always, if I'd have known that you'd wanted to have went with me, I'd have seen that you'd have got to get to go.
Well, first of all, I can't believe I really don't think I know that one. Can you sing any of it?
I'd love to, Barth.
Well, can we do that?
I don't know where you are at times. I don't know where you go. If I'd have known that you'd have wanted to have went with me, I'd have seen that you'd have got to get to go.
That's really something. Hey, maybe she teach music over there. That's really beautiful. Now back to some other problems. What else is happening with the truck drivers as far as problems go?
Well, one of your big problems, Barth, is finding good food to eat.
Okay.
Now, you never want to stop where you see a lot of trucks parked around.
What?
That's an old story. It's an old myth that's been the death of many a good truck driver.
Well, we've all heard that, always pull into a place where there's trucks out front. That's amazing. You got to be kidding.
No, what you do is you carry your own grocks. That's what we call groceries.
Okay.
You carry your own grocks and you cook them right there on your truck motor.
Come on. I mean, how do you do that? Does the motor get hot enough to, let's say, cook a steak or something like that? What about pots and pans?
Well, to get that motor hot enough, you drain about half the water out of your radiator, and them old engines heat right up. And then I teach them how to make their own cooking utensils, Barth, out of aluminum foil. Mm-hmm. Well, in just a few minutes' time, a man can cook him up a big meal of beans and franks that you wouldn't believe. And what the heck, you're in the truck all by yourself. So,
Well, we've erased the country music problem, and I think we just erased the dead skunk problem there, too. Won't notice either one of those. What are the other problems?
Well, truck drivers generally, Barth, have trouble dealing with people. They're bashful and they're shy.
Really?
Yeah. They just have trouble talking to people. I've noticed that in my class. And they're all good boys.
Oh, I'm sure they are. Good old boys, as they say.
Yep. But I teach them how to deal with people because they'll go for days sometimes without saying anything but fill her up or check inventories.
That's true.
Well, they don't even use their own names on CB radio.
Is that right?
That's right. They use names like Lafayette Flash and Nashville Cat and Pavement Pumper. Mm-hmm. They get tongue-tied if they had to use a real name.
Well, I never thought of that. That is amazing. I guess truck drivers are really a very lonely breed, and they, like anybody else, they have to talk to somebody sometimes.
That's right. If they don't cook their own food, they have to talk to that truck stop waitress. And I figure that's a good way to practice talking to women.
Well, I guess that way, if you get lucky, you're overcoming shyness and loneliness at the same time.
That's right. Back when I was driving a truck, Barth, I was known as a real charmer. So I just teach the guys to say what I always said to them.
What would be some nice remark or something?
Well, as soon as she comes over and throws your water down on the table, you say something nice to her like, honey, why do you want to hide them pretty blue eyes underneath that hairnet? Or, you don't want to mess around with any married women.
No, it's bad.
No. So there's a casual way of finding out there, too. You say, honey, are you married, or is that just your boyfriend's name or tattooed on your arm?
One thing, they can always take off a wedding ring, but they can't cover up a tattoo. That's kind of hard to move.
And then if you find out she's not married, then you pay her a compliment real quick. Say something like, you don't sweat much for a big old fat girl.
Well, that would certainly explain why truck drivers were always on the move. I guess if they ever stayed in one place, they'd probably get shot. Oh, boy, this is so close to interesting talking to you. I think really the best thing we had going was when you sang that song. Could you possibly ever sing that for us again? How about right now? Could you do that?
Sure. You want to sing it with me?
Well, I'm thinking maybe I could use it sometime if I ever trying to get lucky in a diner. Can you just sing it once more?
Just join in, folks, if you want to. I don't know where you are at times. I don't know where you go. I know that you'd have wanted to have went with me. I'd have seen that you'd have got to didn't go. Don't be afraid to join in. I don't know where you are at times. I don't know where you go.
We'll be right back after these important words. Don't go away. We're right back. Thanks, Happy. Our next guest is a former insurance salesman whose talent for public relations attracted the attention of some people in Washington, and he is now vice chairman of the National Liquor Lobby. Would you please welcome Mr. Elliot J. Tubbs? Must be quite a trip to Washington every day. That was quite a trip coming in.
Yes, well,
You all right?
I was admiring the song there. Now, we need men like you in Washington to sing the glories of Mother Alcohol. Yes, indeed, I'd say.
Elliot, tell us, why would the liquor industry need a lobby? You must certainly have a staggering number of supporters on Capitol Hill.
Oh, well, yes, we do, Bart. But we're always looking for new legislation to help the liquor industry. Things like reducing the drinking age to 16, getting liquor licenses for fast food restaurants, that sort of thing.
Wait a minute. Now, that would be really something, you know, serving liquor at, let's say, Happy's Bun and Run restaurant. Yes, that hamburger chain. Ought to help business, actually, Hap. You know, you could change your motto to Bun and Rum or something.
To pass this legislation, we have to stress the importance of liquor to the congressman. And we've been getting a lot of stiff competition from the marijuana lobby lately. Oh, yes, but we're prepared to face that eyeball to eyeball.
That should be kind of interesting, actually. Your eyeballs are red and theirs can't focus. So hard.
Nevertheless, we're still out in front of the Capitol building marching. Alcohol has been getting a bad reputation, Barth, and I'm here to tell you that there's more to liquor than drunk driving.
Oh, sure. There's heart disease, there's liver damage.
Well, we've got a publicity campaign going now, and we've come up with a lot of dandy new slogans, like whiskey was once used for medicine, and alcohol is okay if not abused, and liquor is a good thing to drink.
So how does your lobby go about giving Congress the boozer's side of the story?
Well, what we do is we hold a caucus, and we invite all the congressmen to Bermuda or Hawaii, whatever it is, all expenses paid, of course. And then we point out how the consumption of alcohol is woven into the tapestry of this nation's glorious past.
I'll drink to that.
And then we talk about Paul Revere in The Midnight Ride, and the historical fact that Paul had quite a few at the farewell party before he took off.
You had a snootful, huh? So more than just the lanterns were lit that night.
Well, after we've established our historical little fact, then we all toast to Paul's patriotism.
Or his alcoholism.
Yes. And then after we have a drink to Paul, we drink to his horse.
Sure.
You also drink to his saddle?
Oh, of course.
His stirrups?
Yes, sometimes.
Cherry.
Harness?
Cherry.
Yes. And by that time, we sufficiently loosened the Congress by presenting a very strong case.
Or maybe a couple of cases, actually, is the case, maybe. Oh, I said it 3 times, every 3 cases.
Make it take a case to a higher court.
Tell me, Elliot. at this point, are the congressmen really in any condition to ask any questions about whether alcohol is bad for your health?
Oh, absolutely. In spite of what people have you believe, these congressmen are no dopes. That's why we have to stress the usefulness of alcohol. As a sleep inducer, for example. How many of us have drifted off into a nice, gentle sleep after drinking?
Sure, just right after your head hits the pavement. Don't the congressmen realize that the hardcore drinking element is pretty serious in this country?
Oh, yes, that's where the girls come in. Oh, yes. They bring all sorts of diagrams and charts. Each girl is an expert in her field. And she explains our program to the particular congressman that she's selected for the evening. And in spite of the lateness of the hour, the girl and the congressman generally manage to reach some sort of an agreement.
Well, I've been listening to this, and it just shows that there should be a tip of the hat to our wonderful representatives, because here they are, correct me if I'm wrong, hundreds of miles away from their home and their loved ones, off in some godforsaken place like Hawaii or Bermuda, sitting up till all hours of the night listening to some girl discussing this gentleman's statistics and information from this industry, and yet they are strong enough to prepare some sort of laws and rules, and I think it shows what our congressmen are made of. And I'll drink to that.
And I'd also like to point out what the liquor industry has in mind for the hyperactive children of America.
Oh, sorry, Elliot. I don't think we have time for our hyperactive children right now. We're a little bit out of time, and if we go into the hyperactive children, I might get out of patience as well.
If you put a worm in alcohol, it dies.
Yes, well, they've done that in Mexico, I understand.
In the tequila?
Yes, tequila, right.
Right in the bottom.
Yes.
It's tequila a worm, you put it in the bottle. That's where they got the name.
Well, they say George Washington may be the father of our country, but Coca-Cola is the pop.
Oh, never touch my suit again.
I'm sorry.
Okay. We'll be right back after these words. Stay with us. Thought I'd join in there. I had Virgil out here and made me thinking about country music. I used to have this old thing a long time ago and used to sing a little bit of that stuff, and thought I might do a number for you myself. This went over so well. Chip, I bought this thing in tune. I don't know what's Yeah, I did a song once about the truck drivers when I was down in Miami. They had a big citrus growers convention down there, and they were kind of, curious, how can we tie in citrus, the fruit and everything with the truck drivers. And, well, it occurred to me that a lot of these drivers, as you said, have funny eating habits, and some of them are just, that's all they eat is fruit. And I wrote a little song about it. So with the help of Happy Kind, the Mirth Makers, I'd like to do this for you right now. It's in A, incidentally, in case any of you people at home want to take out your harmonica and make a fool out of yourself. Okay? Well, I've seen that happen. You ready, Hap? 1, 2, 3. Well, I started. Listen to that band. I ain't your average trucker. They go their way, I go my way. I'm the kind of guy that picks up any fruit out on the highway. I see an apple in a tree or little berries growing free, and I say, yes, sirree, there's a perfect snack for me. Just chew 'em up, get in the cab, take off and toot. One eye out for highway danger, the other out for fruit. Now other truckers, they stop at diners, wolfing down them pork and beans. But not me, I stop at roadside stands and score some tangerines. I eat every kind of fruit except the prune, 'cause it's a heavy load I'm carrying, and I won't be stopping soon. Get in a cab, take off and toot. Good. One eye out for highway danger, the other out for fruit. Bridge, I got one hand on the throttle, in the other my banana. Peeling down the highway, heading home to see my Anna. She's the apple of my eye, and I know she's waiting there. With her lips like little cherries, she's a peach, and what a pair. Well, But if my cab is full of garbage and there's fruit stains on my shirt, it sure beats the pants off taking them little white pills to stay alert. If you drink and drive, you lose. So I'll stick with figs and cherries. Hard driving boys and booze ain't near as good as boys and berries. Just chew 'em up, get in the cab, take off into lessons. One eye out for highway danger, the other out for fruit. Just chew 'em up, get in the cab, take off. Good night, everybody. Sorry.
Also appearing on tonight's show were Jim Varney as Virgil Sims and E.J. Schuster as Elliot J. Tubbs.